Sri Prema Dhama Deva Stotram by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Raksaka Sridhara Swami Maharaj. Introduction. In the 15th century, a mysterious divine personality appeared on earth in West Bengal, India. His name was Sri Chaitanya. He had extremely beautiful features and a most unusual golden effulgence. Many of his devotees fondly called him Gaurangasundar, beautiful golden one, and Gauranga, one whose complexion resembles molten gold. His heart was full of devotional love for the supreme divine truth Krishna and compassion for all living beings. Pious people who came in contact with him could not but deeply revere and love him. They believed through realization that he was the non-different manifestation of the supreme divinity and the embodiment of divine love ecstasy. During Sri Gauranga's manifest presence and after, some of his pure devotees composed beautiful devotional songs about him, expressing their profound love and appreciation. This Prema Dhama Deva Stotram is one of them, a uniquely excellent treasure of Gaura Leela, imbued with the innate beauty of the author's own Gaura Prema. Fondly addressing Sri Gauranga as Prema Dhama Deva, the Lord, who is the unlimited abode of divine love, he eloquently describes his transcendental life and precepts. In the higher stage of devotional realization, the pastimes or activities of a dearly worshipable divine personality are fully experienced and understood in a most extraordinary way. Through the power of their pure dedication and unwavering love, pure devotees experience the transcendental nature of Gaura Leela, whether on the plane of eternity, Nitya Leela, or the earthly plane, including its apparently ordinary activities, Bhava Leela. This holy composition is a vivid example of this. Deeply inspired by his guru, Srila Saraswati Thakur, the author dove deep into the nectar ocean of Gaura Leela and instantly experienced its divine beauty and taste. Having discovered the transcendental world of ecstatic love of Gaura as revealed by great devotees such as Srila Rupa, Raghunath, and Kaviraj Goswami, he could not but feel deeply influenced and charmed as he experienced the wonderful surging waves of Gaura Prema throughout his inner existence. Most eager to express his profound love and admiration for Sri Gauranga, he gradually began to compose a series of poems in glorification of his worshipable beloved. In due course of time, that sweet desire was fulfilled with the completion of this beautiful stotra. This composition is based on the Chaitanya Charitamrita and other authentic writings about Sri Gauranga. It describes him as Sri Krishna, the supreme personality of divine truth, permeated with the mood, bhava, and complexion, kanti, of his pleasure potency, Sri Radhika. It reveals Sri Gauranga as the personification of the unlimited ocean of ecstatic love of Krishna as experienced by Sri Radhika. It also shows how he was a kind philanthropist who gave that Krishna Prema in charity to his devotees. It also presents his major life's activities, characteristics, qualities, and conclusive principles in a summarized but beautifully interwoven way. Sri Advaita Acharya's earnest prayer to invoke his appearance, his divine birth, his form of beauty, his playful childhood, his educational pastimes, his undefeatable expertise in raising and resolving the most sophisticated logical arguments with their harmonious conclusions, his unparalleled outstanding scholarship and wisdom, his love for Krishna expressed through Krishna Namakirtan, his sannyas pastimes, his teachings to Sri Rupa and Sanatan, his tour of South India, his deeply meaningful talks with Roy Ramananda, and the revelation of his Swarup as Rasaraj and Mahabhav. His power in defeating the Mayavad philosophy and establishing a Chinta Beta Beta Siddhanta, his passage through Jadikanda on the way to Vrindavan, his wonderful excursions in the land of Braj, his profound revelation of Shikshastakam, His rasa spadana, deep absorption in tasting the mellows of Radhika's love and separation from Krishna. At Nilachala, in the intimate company of Sri Swarup and Ramananda, his wandering along the ocean beach, driven by the maddening waves of ambrosial pain of Krishna Prema, are all described here in a sweet, harmonious style. This stotra also describes some of the most predominant aspects of Sri Gauranga's divine personality, his transcendental characteristics, qualities, beauty, charm, compassion, generosity, power, forgiving nature, magnanimity, wisdom, conviction, determination, self-contentment and ecstatic love for Krishna, all-encompassing kind love for others, limitless ecstatic love for Krishna, and lastly, his compassionate sharing of that divine love ecstasy with others. The ecstatic divine nature of Sri Gauranga's loving relationships with some of his dearmost devotees, such as Shachi Mata, Jagannath Mishra, Lakshmi Priya, Vishnu Priya, Sri Adwaita, Sri Nityananda, Sri Gadadhar Pandit, Sri Vas Pandit, Sri Sarvabhauma, Raja Pratapa Rudra, Sri Rupa, Sri Sanatan, Sri Raghunath, Sri Swarup, and Sri Ramananda, and their intense love for him was specifically relished by the author. He found his love for Sri Gauranga was enhanced by such devotion and therefore fondly describes in brief some of their different loving pastimes. This stotra further describes how Sri Gauranga explained extremely difficult and sophisticated philosophical truths with perfect reasoning, disregarding the imperfect impersonal goals of the Mayavadis, and established the excellence of attaining a beautiful life of devotional love engagement with Krishna in his ecstatic pastimes, Chidvilas. He revealed the self-effulgent truth of his beautifully mysterious but self-evident conclusive philosophy of inconceivable simultaneous oneness and distinction between Krishna, Shaktiman, and his different potencies, Shakti, known as Achinta Bheda Bheda Siddhanta. The author has composed this stotra using the Sanskrit Tunika meter, which represents the dancing rhythm of spiritual delight. Such ecstatic dance was a prominent characteristic of Sri Gauranga's life, and therefore the author felt especially inspired to choose this meter, which has also been used by Sri Rupa Goswami and Kaviraj Goswami in some of their writings. Another literary characteristic of this composition is its unique, charming style, which has created a wonderful harmony between its aesthetic, poetic beauty and philosophical depth. It reminds the reader of the same special taste found in the disciplic line of Swarup Damodar, Ramananda, Rupa, Raghunath, Jiva, and Kaviraj Goswami, whose writings about Sri Gauranga captivate the mind and heart. It can thus be considered one of the most valuable contributions to the world of Gaur Saraswat literatures. The underlying nectarine flow of this stotra is the author's sublime love for Sri Gauranga, manifested in variegated mellows. Kaviraj Goswami has beautifully described this type of realization in the following verse from his Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Lila Amrita Sara Tara Shata Shata Dara Dasha Dike Bahi Yaha Hoite Sri Chaitanya Lila Hoya Sara Vara Akshaya Mano Hamsa Charaha Tahate. The pastimes of Krishna are the quintessence of all divine nectar, and Chaitanya Lila is an inexhaustible lake of that nectar which, flowing in hundreds of streams, floods the hearts of the devotees from all directions. Therefore, O nectar-seeking friend, please let your mind swim in that lake like a regal swan. Thus, in conclusion, we can know that the beloved author of this stotra, Srila Bhakti Raksaka Sridhara Goswami Maharaj, certainly swam in that nectar ocean of Chaitanya Lila and invited all other nectar-seeking devotees to share this blissful experience.